everybody. So, this is my first video, and I have to say I am extremely excited um, about what's going on right now and what's going to happen in the next few years. And I know that might sound kind of insane to many people who are, horrified about what they see going on in so many aspects. And it is horrifying. But for me, this is a very long time coming. I've been waiting 8 years for this to start to really become obvious and start barreling down at us. And now it's happening. Now it's all really happening. And I guess I've kind of always really loved. I've enjoyed chaos and being in the middle of chaos, but more than that, what I see happening is we have such an incredible opportunity ahead of us to, like, we can 100% overcome what is being forced on us. It's all up to us. And I've said this for 8 years now. The solution to all of this, to what's coming, what's already here, is peaceful mass civil disobedience. And I really believe that's the only thing that will work. And by that, I mean just doing exactly what you would normally do in your life if it wasn't for control freak authoritarians forcing you to do something else. So, going for a jog outside in the sun, going to your business and opening it up and, selling things to your customers, not wearing masks. But beyond that, I really think this is going to be, of course, it's going to be much more than just this virus and ID certification and eventually chip that they're going to be forcing on us. It's about everything that we are being forced to do without our consent. So that involves, paying taxes, which mostly are wasted, killing people in other countries and other ridiculous things anyway. Corporate bailouts, all that nonsense. Making people dependent on the system. All of those things we are going to have to rebel against. And it really is the only way to end what is being done to us. Protests, I mean, go for it if you want to meet other people and show that you're pissed off. But ultimately, I see that more as a form of begging the government to give you rights that are already yours. I see call it violent civil disobedience, or just being a dick. That's not going to work. That generally never works. It just gives tyrants an excuse to clamp down on you further. It pretty much always has. Even if you overthrow the current control system violently, almost certainly it'll just be something even worse that takes its place. Historically, that's pretty much how it always happens. And, what other solutions are there? Waiting for a leader. That's probably the most ridiculous one of all. What is a more disempowering belief than thinking that somebody is coming to save us from all this? We don't have to do anything. We'll just wait around until some hero in a cape comes and saves us from all our problems. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Mommy and daddy are not coming to save us. Superman's not coming to save us. A politician's not coming to save us. Aliens aren't coming to save us. If any of those do come to save us, I guarantee you it's it's part of the plan, and it's a joke. It's a joke. There's one solution, and it's peaceful mass civil disobedience. And I really think that depends on, I don't encourage people to rebel in that way alone. Um, if you do that, you just make yourself into a target, and you'll get picked off. You'll get fined. You'll go to jail. If you're good on social media, you might be able to make um, scream about it enough and get things reversed, because so many people speak out against it. But for the most part, it'll just be people that are picked off and don't have the connections to properly deal with it. But when it starts happening in larger and larger numbers, there's absolutely nothing that they can do. There's way too few of them to do anything. And what I see right now is the people who are awake now to what's going on are tomorrow's future leaders in this. Because you guys have the information and the time to, I guess, emotionally prepare for what's going on and what's going to go on. A lot of other people who wake up later, they're not going to have that. Once it's really time to start rebelling against this, they're not going to have time. And that's where everyone who's awake now, I think, comes in and can be a leader and I guess a grounding for everyone else. And it's gonna be so cool. It really is. When I was a child, I always rebelled against authority. My parents know it well, and teachers know it. All my teachers know it well. And the worst teachers I had, the real tyrants, I I just wouldn't let things like that go when they tried to abuse their power over me. Even as a young kid, I couldn't articulate it really. I mean, not the way that I can now, but I knew what they were doing was wrong. It just felt so wrong, the way that they were abusing their power and thought that they had power over me. No authority figure has power over you, over any of us. Sometimes I will allow myself to be led by authority figures, but that's my choice. And it remains my choice until they start abusing that power. And then I want that power back. I'm not going to allow myself to be abused like that. And I would just go nuts when control freak teachers tried doing that to me. And I mean, probably my favorite example was in grade 8, when a lunch supervisor sent me to the principal's office for pretending to play fight with my friends. And I was the only one that got sent to the office. I think there was 4 or 5 or 6 of us all doing the exact same thing. But nope, it was Zach, the bad kid, that he got sent to the office. And oh my God, I was enraged. It was so unfair. It was such an injustice. And I made a scene about it, and eventually I went, because I'm fine. I'll tell the principal what a tyrant you are. And I sat on the principal's bench for a while, and then I had enough of that. I wasted the rest of my recess. I went inside to my classroom, and we had a spelling test. So I started doing the spelling test. Principal came in and said, "You're supposed to be at the office." And I said, nope, I didn't do anything wrong, so I'm not going. I'm doing my spelling test right now. He said, Zach, you need to come to the office right now. I said, no, I'm not going. I didn't do anything wrong. This is ridiculous. Maybe after my spelling test I'll go. And this is to the principal of my entire school in front of the entire classroom, and I'm standing up to him. And then he tries grabbing me. And I stand up and I tell him to F off. Get the hell away from me. And it felt really good. It felt really good to do that. He left. He called my dad. And I mean, I wanted to do my spelling test. That's my right. I'm going to do my spelling test. That's what I'm doing right now. And then maybe I'll talk to you later, because this is a joke and I'm not going to be punished for something where I did nothing wrong. Now, I'm not saying I dealt with that in the most effective way. You know, if I was to do it again, I would do it a little bit differently, but that's the illustration of what I'm trying to get at is authoritarian, psychopathic tyrants are trying to take away all of our rights and freedoms against our will. And, you know, one kid stood up in front of the principal, in front of his entire classroom, and said, no, I'm not dealing with this. And that's what we all need to do collectively as citizens in huge numbers, and say, no, I don't consent to this. I'm just going to keep living my life the way I want. You know, I'm going to keep doing my spelling test. And that's what I see is coming down in the next few years. And I hope people are getting ready for it. It's gonna be a real cool opportunity and an adventure. It's so great to see so many awake people and realize just how many of us there are. I'm really looking forward to it, guys. And you know, as crazy and as horrifying as all this is, I hope people can really enjoy this awakening experience, because it really is. It's so cool. This is the coolest thing I could have ever been a part of. You know, and I'm just glad that I'm part of it with all of you guys too. That's all for now.